Hello everybody, it's the Grumpy here, and I'm back again with a Steven Universe Vlog, and today's episode is Future Boy Zoltron. And in this episode, oh, by the way, Zoltron, not Voltron. Please stop telling me to review the new Voltron series. I don't want to watch it. I just don't want to. Anyway, Voltron opinions aside, in this episode, Mr. Smiley down at Funland has this neat new fortune-telling robot machine thing that he just got out of storage, and when Steven goes over to look at it, he accidentally breaks it, so to pay off the debts, I guess, of breaking the machine, Steven dresses up as the Roboy, I guess, yeah, the robot boy, you know, what's his name? Zoltron, not Voltron, I don't know why I want to keep calling him Voltron, and he just pretty much sits in the machine, and kind of just says stuff to people all day, you know, just doesn't really tell them their future, just kind of give them advice, and it's only when Doctor Who comes up, and he's all depressed and stuff, that Steven doesn't know how to act, so Doctor Who walks over, and he's all frowny and sad and stuff, and he asks, you know, he's super duper depressing, and Steven just can't seem to be able to, you know, make him feel any better, so he calls upon Garnet's future vision, so Garnet comes, gives him future vision, and he sees out any possible scenario that he could say, and it seems that there's no scenarios that's going to make Doctor Who happy, so Doctor Who just kind of leaves, because he thinks he just makes everyone unhappy, he's just like a ball of negativity, so he leaves, you know, gone forever, and when Steven sees Mr. Smiley, he tells him what happened, and it turns out Mr. Smiley used to be in a comedy routine with a guy named Mr. Frowny, and that Doctor Who guy was Mr. Frowny. And no matter what Mr. Smiley did, he could never make Mr. Frowny happy, even though that's all he really wanted. And I just can't wait for the trillion fan arts of that. Oh, cool. Ship that large black man with that scrawny, gross British old man. That'll look great. I can't wait to see those fan fictions, which probably already exist because I made this vlog a little bit later than I should have, which I apologize for, by the way, but no one's really going to care about it because nobody really watches these when it's an episode like this. Anyway, so Mr. Smiley and Steven go to the bus stop to catch Mr. Frowny before he leaves, and when Mr. Frowny and Mr. Smiley, that's probably their ship name, is Mr. Frowny. Frowny, is that hot? I don't know anymore. Look, I don't know. I guess somebody wrote a fan fiction about me and Pan when I was on the Pizza Party podcast. So I don't really know fan fictions anymore. I don't know what to make of them. But I digress. If anybody could find me a link to that, please link in the description, because I had it and then it was on like Tumblr and then I lost it, and now I have to find it again because it was like anyway, I digress. So, Mr. Smiley makes Mr. Frowny laugh and says, you know, that's all he's really wanted to do over the years, and the episode ends with Steven giving his soul to Mr. Smiley because it's going to take forever for him to pay off the debts of the Voltron machine that he broke. And this episode, I really like this episode. This was, you know, by the end is really when it picks up. I'd say the last 2 or 3 minutes of this episode are the only real parts that, like, interested me, I hate to say, but that I really liked it all. It was set up a lot like well, not set up, but it reminded me a lot of, you know, the Pigeon Man, or, you know, the Parents' Day, you know, a lot of those, Hey Arnolds, a lot of the early Hey Arnolds, or not even early, but, you know, a lot of Hey Arnold episodes. It was very heartfelt, but I like that this is like a real serious story, and that's the kind of thing that I hate to make it about me, but like that I want to make in animation. Like I want to make, you know, stories for kids that are more like this, you know, more serious tone. And while obviously it's not like, you know, anything too dark, I really like how they do this in terms of the tone and the story, and that it's not just, you know, the guy's sad because he lost his balloon. He's sad because he's like actually depressed, and that's like a thing that happens in real life. And kids should know that. And I just really like that they do that. And, it's something in my eye. Haha. It's nothing because I don't have eyeballs. These glasses are the only thing. These glasses are my eyes. Like, these lenses, ow. Oh, I poked myself in the eye because they're my lenses, because they're my eyeballs. Anyway, you'll never see my eyes, ever. But I digress. So the Yeah, so I really like how this is set up. You know, it's sort of like a Hey Arnold episode, but I just really like that it does that sort of tone. What I don't really like is that the first, 8 minutes of this 11-minute episode are pretty much just throwaway. Nothing really happens, really. I mean, Steven just kind of talks to people, and it's not. It's kind of boring, honestly. I mean, he just comes in. He'll talk to Lars and Sadie and say something. They'll leave. He'll talk to the Pizza Sisters. They'll leave. He kind of just people go in and out and in and out and in and out until the end, which is when Doctor Who shows up and it really starts to kick into gear. But besides that, it wasn't too interesting for the most part. But what I really do like is the end with the whole Mr. Smiley thing. And even though I said I don't want to see all these fan fictions coming up, and I'm not going to say that I would think that these characters have any romantic relations. Obviously, it's obvious that like they're friends. I don't know if there's any romantic relations, and I'm not going to speculate about that. But I do like the friendship relationship between the two. I think me being Mr. Frowny and Mr. Smiley, that is. I just really like the way that they blend together. They do it like they do a little comedy act at the end, and it's just nice. It's just nice to see. It's really reminiscent of Hey Arnold. Is just really what resonates for me the entire time. But besides that, honestly, not too much else to say. I liked the end at least, and see you guys later. Bye bye.